seat. Captain, if you can you, that's the administrative rights form. If you can sign it, and we'll witness the form for you.
All right.
So,
I would offer you a water, but we are out of water, so I'm sorry.
no, you want have to.
You got some water?
Yeah.
You want some water?
Sure, that'd be great.
You want water?
Ah, fine.
Man, this side's interesting. I always sit on that side. It's so much brighter on this side.
The only thing is, it says you're advised of the Law Enforcement Officer's Bill of Rights. That's not so.
So for us, because you're a trooper, that's like a generic form that we have for state police, DPS officer, they would have the Leo Bill of Rights. Because you're a trooper, for you it's the commission rules. That's what we fall under, so.
Right.
And I get what you're saying, but you wouldn't fall under the Bill of Rights.
Yep. Recorder's gonna on Captain Guillotte. Today's date is May 16th, 2025, and it's 12:55, and we're located at headquarter building, State Police Headquarter, second floor, internal affair interview room. And present is me, Lieutenant Vincent Lee Wynn, with Lieutenant Richard Buckland. Here we have Captain Heath Guillotte and the attorney Eric Hessler.
Yes, sir.
Okay, present. Are you aware this interview is being recorded, sir?
Yes.
Okay. You were provided a copy of your administrative rights, which you have signed, acknowledged that you read and understood the rights, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You were also provided a copy of the LSP commission rules when you received your letters, which state that you have the right to have an attorney present. And as of right now, Mr. Are you exercising your rights?
Yes.
Attorney. Okay. All right. What I want to need you to do is raise your right hand. Do you hereby swear or affirm under penalty and perjury that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Thank you. Can you state your full name, Captain, and your address and place of work?
Captain Heath Guillotte, Louisiana State Police Bureau of Investigations, Force Investigation Unit, and I work in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, is where my office is. 347 West Mills, I believe, is the numerical. So I'm not 100% sure on that.
How long have you been employed, Captain?
Since January of 1998.
Okay.
Real quick before I forget, I wrote the wrong time when I signed that. I wrote 12:05 instead of 12:55.
Oh, okay. Would you mind?
I don't mind at
Thank you
all.
so much. I appreciate that, thank you.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
All right, no problem. So, in regard to the administrative investigation, you're here in regard to, without authority, disseminate some information to somebody, Mr. Robert Burns of Sound Off, Louisiana. Are you familiar with that
Yes.
ordeal? So the information being released was involving an ongoing FIU investigation related to a pursuit and fatality crash that occurred on April 19th, 2025.
That's
Does
correct.
that give you some? So I'm gonna ask you some question about the email exchange and how it was gone through. So how were you notified of the email from Sergeant Angel Nugent on that date?
I requested Sergeant Nugent to send me a synopsis of what took place, a brief synopsis of what took place.
Okay. And she, she contacted you by phone or stuff for that request?
No, it was via text message, I believe, or could have been through email. I don't recall exactly, but more than likely text message.
And can you tell me what was the email about?
The fatal crash and pursuit.
Okay. When did you access that email notification from Sergeant Nugent?
I don't know when I first read it, but I forwarded up the chain of command at approximately 7:33 on the 19th, in the morning on the 19th.
Can you tell me how you accessed that email notification by your state equipment or personal devices that you have?
It was on my cell phone, my
Cell phone.
personal cell phone.
Okay. Were you assigned to work that day since it was Saturday?
No,
No. Other than your state issued laptop, what other device do you use to access your state email?
now I have a state issued phone as well,
But during that time, what?
my personal cell phone.
And just to clarify, you said now, like, is that a new?
Yes,
thing
when
that's
this happened, I requested a state
State
phone
phone?
and to
Okay.
remove the state stuff off of my personal phone.
Personal phone?
Yep.
Okay. And when did you think you got the state issued cell phone? If you don't recall, it's just not, I'm just curious.
It's probably 2 weeks maybe I've had it,
Okay, yeah, 2 weeks, right, perfect, that's good, that's perfect.
something like that.
And do you get a stipend for your personal phone?
Not
Do you-
anymore.
But at that time,
Yes.
during the time, you receive a stipend? And this is all related to prior to you receiving your issue cell phone. Were all your devices, equipment or device that you had was had a passcode or access protected or anything like that?
Yes,
And what like with a code or like
Yes.
using 4-digit code, password?
A code.
Code. Okay. Did anyone else have access to those devices?
that device, no.
Yeah, like your phone or your laptop or
Nope.
anything like that? No? Upon receiving that email from Sergeant Nugent, who did you forward the email notification to?
All the lieutenant colonels, so I thought, Region 3 Patrol Major, Troop E Commander, maybe, I think I included Nick Manali, was it major to the colonel or whatever his or he might,
Nick Malley, yeah, he's the major,
Yeah.
like the executive officer. of the
right,
department.
right. And I believe that's it.
And you said you did it on your phone. Do you what kind of phone do you have?
An iPhone.
Is it an iPhone? So
Mhm.
do you just use the standard, the mail, like the Apple Mail
Outlook.
app, or do you have like an Outlook app on your phone?
I had both.
Do you know which like avenue you use?
I use the Not Microsoft Outlook, but the other
Okay.
one. I guess it's the one that comes on the phone.
Yeah, so like, it would be like,
So basically like the,
Like
the
that-
email
like that one?
account.
like the Apple, well, it's probably a different color than yours.
Yes.
But like those, the
Yes.
Apple
It wasn't the
mailbox.
app. It wasn't the app.
It wasn't the
It was-
Microsoft app. Got it.
Correct.
Perfect.
It was
So-
the one, it was the Apple deal that has all the emails in one spot.
Yeah, like
Or-
you have like your personal,
Yes.
your work, or.
They're all tied into that one.
Yeah, and you select on the
Mhm.
left, which one, yeah, okay, perfect.
I know you talked about that you forward the actual email from your personal phone. Was that the iPhone that you used to forward the email to the command staff and above about the incident?
I'm not sure that I understand your question.
So earlier you said that you forward, when you receive the email, you forward the email using your personal phone.
Right.
So I would just want to saying that, is that the personal device iPhone that you use to forward the email to the command staff?
Yes, I only had one personal device, and that was an iPhone.
Okay. Did you have any prior communication with anyone related to the incident prior to the email notification sent by Sergeant Nugent?
Sergeant Nugent?
Yeah, like anybody else, or just her only? About referencing the fatality crash due to the
Her
pursuit?
lieutenant, I spoke to her lieutenant regarding the crash that morning.
And who's the lieutenant?
Alan Arcana.
Were there any prior discussion or intention to disclose the information to anyone else regarding to the crash?
Anyone else besides who?
The Lieutenant Arcana and Sergeant Nugent.
Yes.
Who else?
All the names I listed just previously.
The Lieutenant Colonels?
Colonels.
Okay.
Every incident, we send a synopsis of what's taking place, sit rep.
Okay. To not confuse with Lieutenant Colonel Robert Burns, the following question are directly to Robert Burns of Sound Off, Louisiana. So just want to make sure. How did Robert Burns of Sound Off, Louisiana get included in the email sent from your state email account?
So when I started typing Robert Burns, intending the Lieutenant Colonel Robert Burns, the first Robert Burns to pop up is what I selected because he's the only Robert Burns I have in my contacts. Apparently, the Apple device, if you have an email or have had email or have gotten emails or sent emails to an individual, it'll auto-populate, and that's apparently what happened.
So have you had any communication with Robert Byrne of Sound Off before this incident?
Yes.
Okay. Can you convey what was it about or why, the reason why?
I could, however, I don't know that that has any bearing on the violation that you're investigating.
Yes, because this is in regard to trying to find out if there's any, what's the reason why you accidentally or something like that sending this
The
forward
reason
email?
why I accidentally sent it to him was
Mhm.
because I had previously emailed him before.
Okay, and what was that about? Like, why did you email him about the, incident?
So I had filed an EEOC complaint against the previous administration for discrimination during the promotional practices. And I had filed a public records request to the department for information pertaining to the promotional panels and information presented during those promotional panels. The department was failing to honor the public records request. In fact, I think one of the attorneys was actually telling the department not to honor the request. And Robert Burns had written an article about promotions and had the information, some of the information that I was requesting. So I reached out to him and asked him if he would share that information with me because of my complaint that I filed, and he did.
Okay. When do you think that that conversation occurred?
It would have been in late 23? No. Late 22, maybe early 23?
Late 22, early 23?
Yes.
And was there any other separate instances where you reached out to Robert Burns of Sound Off?
After the initial email, when I learned what took place, when it was brought to my attention, I reached out to him and apologized for including him on a state police email, and told him that it was not intended for him, it was intended for the Robert Burns with Louisiana State Police.
Okay. And so that would have been the only other time that you've had communication with him?
No, I've had communications with him prior to that, but it was nothing where I was asking for him to provide me with information or giving him information or anything like that.
Okay.
When you reach out to him to apologize, you just use your state email?
Nope, I
or
use my personal email.
personal email?
But did he respond back to you?
He did.
Okay, what was his response?
To summarize it, it was, he apologized, I'm sorry. He said, no problem, it's human error, simple mistake, it happens. He said he had absolutely no intentions of doing anything with the information he received, which was extremely generic. I'm sure y'all read it.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very generic. And I said, he said it was human error. He said, you're not the first person to have done it from the state police, and I'm sure you won't be the last to that effect. And he listed a few people that have mistakenly contacted him and said, I hope you don't have any issues from it. And that was it.
Okay. Well, can you forward us that email, please?
No, I've deleted all his emails off of my personal account because as soon as this took place and I found out what happened that day, I deleted everything because I didn't want it to happen again. But I do have it printed out.
Okay, so can you provide us a copy of that, please?
I could.
Thank you so much. So you deleted the emails from your actual...
Every email I've ever had with him, other than this, I deleted because I didn't want this to occur again. And once I printed this out, I deleted the email from my personal account.
So how many other emails do you think you had?
It was only maybe 2 or 3.
There's only 2 or 3 other
Yeah.
instances? Thank you very much.
And that's a copy of the email he just sent,
That's a copy of the email.
that Mr. Burns sent back to you.
Yes.
And you did talk about, Captain, you was talking about that you first reached out to him was because he had information on your complaint against the department. And
He had information that corroborated
With-
my complaint.
yes. And from there, you said you had back and forth some contacts with Robert Burns of Sound Off. Can you, even though you said that they did not provide any information, but can you give us some context of what was discussed or
I
talked
couldn't
about?
tell you specifically what it was because I don't remember. It's been several years. But he had written some articles involving state police and had inaccurate information in there that was negative towards state police. And I sent him an email correcting, saying, hey, look, that's not really how and I don't remember what it was minor stuff, you know, like, what you're saying that's negative about is not true.
And
That's
and the question is, Captain, so other than this one email right here you kept, you deleted all those?
Deleted everything
Everything.
shortly after, Frank Besson contacted me and made me aware of what took place.
Prior to deleting, did you by any chance make, print out, make a copy of the email so
Did
that
not.
way we can, it can show that, there was nothing adverse or anything like that in regard
Did not,
to it?
because I had no idea that a simple mistake would end up as an IA investigation. That thought would have never crossed my mind, as far as fathoming that would occur.
And just to confirm, when you type in Robert Byrne, to include in the email to all the command staff, you just type in Robert Byrne, not Robert at
Correct.
soundoffla.com.
And if you look on the email that y'all retrieved regarding this, you can see it says Robert Burns, not Robert at Sound Off Louisiana.
And just, we have to ask the question, because the command staff is probably gonna ask the question of us. You did go through and you printed that email, your correspondence to him?
Yes,
of
it's
the-
attached to that.
So you printed that one, but you didn't print the other ones. Is there a reason why you didn't print the other ones?
Yes, because they would have absolutely nothing to do with this.
Okay.
That's
And,
why.
and then it was potentially 2 to 3 other
Yeah, it
email
wasn't much.
correspondences? Okay,
It was just like 2 to 3 emails.
okay.
When did you notice when you noticed the Robert Byrne sound off was included in the forward email, did you contact your immediate supervisor and let them know what occurred?
I didn't notice it. I'm sure when Colonel Besson assigned y'all to investigate this, he informed y'all that he was the one that contacted me and informed me that it had occurred.
And since then, have you talked to,
I immediately called my supervisor at the time, which was Colonel Laugardane.
Okay. All right. And this is just like a follow-up. Did you receive any prior authorization or approval to disseminate the information to Robert Byrne of Sound Off?
Of course not.
Okay.
And just to ask the very direct question, was it intentional to include Robert Burns of Sound Off Louisiana?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Which is why it blows my mind, because if I was trying to unauthorized, disseminate information without authorization, I sure as hell wouldn't have included every lieutenant colonel and several majors in this agency. I like to give myself a little more credit than that.
Let's get back to when you was having those communication with Robert Byrne. Did you ever notify or report those information to your, chain of command that you was having communication with,
Nope.
Mr. Robert Byrne from Sound Off?
Nope.
And why do you believe the department would permit you to engage in direct communication with, somebody like the media like that, or the blogger?
I'm sorry, would you repeat? That question
Okay.
is not clear as to what
Okay.
exactly you're trying to ask.
Why do you believe the department would permit you to engage in direct communication with the media or the blogger in regarding to asking him, Robert Byrne from Sound Off, question or any information he have related to your cases?
I don't believe the department, I need the department's permission to do that on something that is not departmental.
Did you receive?
You were requesting information related to department matters with Sound Off, though.
I was requesting information related to an EEOC complaint that I had, yes.
And so that'd be
So-
departmental matters.
I guess I could see y'all stretching it and saying that, yes.
And then the question, what kind of is like, is in line with, did you ask for permission from anybody within the agency to reach out to?
No, I answered, I said no.
And do you think that would be appropriate?
Absolutely, it's appropriate.
And the point of this is for you to provide, like, an IA interview is for you to provide the context of your side of it, so we're not making assumptions. So providing your side of why you think it's okay to do that helps us.
Help me understand this, because this is where I'm confused at. My target letter says that I'm being investigated for an incident that occurred on April 19th regarding sending an email out to someone outside of this agency. These questions have nothing to do with that.
Well, Captain, I mean, we didn't know before you walked in here and sat
Yeah.
down that you had communications with Robert Burns. That was a question that was just.
No, I understand that, and that
you
has
told
been
us-
asked and answered, right?
Well, you've told us, and how it's, and I know you know this, I'm trying to remotely imply that you don't know this, but when we do our case, we're gonna have to present this to command staff, and they're going to have questions, and
I understand.
the last thing that we wanna do is not give you a chance to be able to be the voice for yourself to speak up, or go into the DRC and provide our opinion of what occurred and not your account or the facts of what had actually occurred. So whenever you say that you did in fact have other communications with Robert Burns, I can almost guarantee without a doubt in my mind, the command staff is gonna want to know what that communication was. And they're gonna wanna know, did anybody in the department give him permission to do this? Did he ask for permission? Did he consult with the league? They're gonna wanna know all of these questions, and we're just having to be the
And
ones
like
to
I
ask
said,
them to you.
no, nobody has ever given me permission,
Mhm.
because it was not dealing with, I was not divulging information to Robert Burns. Y'all have already, that case has already been investigated and solved. So they know that I wasn't someone giving Robert Burns information. I asked for information he had regarding an EEOC complaint against the department, specifically Lamar Davis, that I had filed, and he had promotional summaries and other information that I needed for my complaint.
And that was gonna be one of my next questions, was what was he able to provide you?
It was some promotional summaries, maybe, I don't remember exactly what he had. I'm trying to think, promotional summary, maybe the promotional lists, the list of eligibles. The final, I think is the final deal where it says, as submitted to Human Resources on who got promoted.
Okay.
And I think it's signed by the colonel perhaps. I don't recall. I'd have to dig that stuff out of my files and look at it again to see exactly what it was.
And did he ever tell you how he, you said that you had requested it, but you were not, did he tell you how he was able to get them?
I think he had filed a public records request and they honored his request.
Okay, so he filed
Yes.
a request asking for, you're saying the same information that you were asking for?
But he had a lot more information.
more? Okay.
I just asked for a specific promotion,
Okay,
and that's what he provided me.
okay.
And Captain, we know we're asking y'all these questions, but it's all pertained to how did his name, his email address got included in the email to the colonels and stuff. And we know the name Robert Byrne, but this is why we're trying to get
I
some
get it.
information.
I get it.
And with any communication or anything, this is how we can, okay, this is how this Robert Byrne of soundoff.com was included in the email. So, we know we're gonna ask you a lot of questions and everything like that, but it's just basically to give you an opportunity to say your side of how this happened. And
This ain't my first rodeo, man.
And I just letting, that's why
Right.
we're here, and we wanna touch base, cause we don't wanna assume anything in regarding to this. So that's the same thing that we asked you, have you reach out to legal, have you reach out to the public affairs and stuff like that, before you request for any documentation from the media and everything like that. So those are some of the line of questions that we were asking you today to help us,
And
you know.
I just want to put something on the record because I'm allowed to. He got notice of the complaint. The complaint is notice that he released information, not that he asked for information, public record information, I may add, that is out in the public domain. And I don't know if the LSP can instruct him not to search for public information, but he's not charged with that. And
So again, just to clarify, like when we started our interview did pertain to the email, and when
to a email.
when the captain stated that he had other correspondence with the person, that then opened the door for us to ask the other questions, because again, those questions are gonna be asked. So when
And
we
he's
had
answering those questions.
No,
Yeah,
he,
like
no,
y'all
he-
are.
no,
Yeah,
no, no,
we-
he's,
we
he's
know
definitely
Captain
answering.
is,
No,
Okay, all right, that's fair.
no, I'm definitely not. I think he's definitely answering the
Yes.
questions.
I
I would
think so,
not have
too.
said that he's not answering them. So
All right, that was my statement on the record.
I think what Vince is just providing context of why we're having to ask the questions, not implying that the
I'm
captain's
just making sure we're not going diverging into a unnoticed accusatory
No.
No. Again,
incident.
Captain is
Okay.
fully cooperating
Yep.
right now
Well,
with the investigation. So.
I'm done with my statement. Thank you.
Okay. I know you have said that since when you found out that happened, you deleted all the emails and everything. Have you ever documented any communication with Robert Burns of Sound Off, Louisiana?
What do you mean?
Documentation, like documented, you know, you have a report or something like that in regarding to your communication with Robert Burns of Louisiana?
No, I didn't write anything down about my communications with Robert Burns.
Okay. Do you have any personal relationship with Robert Burns of
I
Sound
do
Off?
not.
Okay. Do any of your immediate family member have any relationship with Robert Burns?
They do
of Sound
not.
Off? Okay. Do you know of anyone who may have contact with Robert Burns of Louisiana?
I do not.
Okay. Have you ever communicated? Yes.
Can I, you asked me what another correspondence to him was. He was speaking to a current employee, a retired trooper. And he just said he was a black male, that he had gotten information regarding discriminatory promotional practices from. And I asked Robert Burns if he would reach out to that individual and ask him if he would be willing to be a witness in my complaint.
Okay.
And Burns replied back that the guy never responded to him, so he assumes that that's a no.
Did he ever tell you who it was?
Nope, he never diverged to it. I didn't ask, and he didn't tell me.
And then again, time frame wise, what do you think?
Man, it would have been a couple of years. It would have been the same
Same
time frame.
frame-ish. Okay.
I'd have to look up when I filed my EEOC complaint. I don't remember exactly when that was. And it took about a year before it was just, it was done.
Okay.
And I know it was it was filed in November and finished up in about November the following year. And I wanna say that was 22 to 23.
Okay. Time frame
It
wise.
could have been 21 to 22, but I don't believe it was. I believe it was more 22 to 23.
Okay.
And I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No problem. So beside the email that, was released to Robert Byrne, have you ever communicated or disseminated any department information intentionally that was not authorized by the department?
No.
Okay. Have you ever communicated with anybody else beside Robert Byrne during your employment?
I've communicated with a lot of people during my employment.
Like with bloggers or media?
No.
No. Have you ever taken snapshot of any department email or documentation and sent it to media or outside sources without the department authorization?
No.
Just like us, when we hear stories or anything like that come out, we tend to go to their website and look at, okay, what are they talking about? I know maybe, you have like, going to Louisiana Voice or Sound Off. Have you ever go there and accidentally click on their names or their address or anything like that by accident? Like,
I'm not sure how you would do that, but no. I mean, I've gone to the websites regularly. I still do.
Yeah.
On a regular basis. Click on articles, read comments to articles.
Mhm.
But I don't know how I would click on somebody's name.
Okay.
I don't know if that's even possible.
Like, some of them would have a link, say, hey, you can click here to make contact, and
Oh,
by
no.
accident, we'll click on the link or something like that.
No, I've never clicked on any links to make contact with anybody.
Okay.
And then like, kind of going specific as far as, you said like his name, because you had other email correspondences with him, is why his name appeared.
That's my assumption.
This assumption, do you have a Robert Burns of Sound Off, Louisiana on your personal phone?
Nope.
Like a
Never had
contact
never had
profile?
him in a contact.
So you never had like a phone number to him?
Nope.
You never had a contact with an email, just email?
Nope.
So it was strictly just email correspondence from historical?
That's my only assumption. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
only thing I
Yeah.
can figure, because, so, and this is a little, when we switched to SWE,
Mm-hmm.
we had to delete the, Outlook. Once we got Microsoft Outlook installed and set up, we had to delete Outlook itself. When I did that, off my personal phone, it wiped every contact I had. Personal contacts, contacts that have never been associated with state police, and state police contacts. It cleaned my phone out completely. Nobody could tell me why. Captain Moran couldn't tell me why. Trit Lee couldn't tell me why. And even when I got my new phone, I asked again. Couldn't tell me why. The only solution to that was, for some reason, whenever state police stuff was initially installed on my phone, it was set up as the default contact list. So
okay.
whenever I would add a contact into my phone, unbeknownst to me, it would default it to the
LSP
LSP,
account.
yes.
The LSP account.
And I had to go in and on all my contacts add an additional, like at the bottom, I forget what it's called, but you click add and then I add my personal account
Mm-hmm.
associated with my personal account. So when I got my new phone and I deleted the state stuff off of my phone, I didn't lose everything. Yeah.
And I've heard.
And I don't know why I did that, and that's the only reason, that's the only thing I can assume as to why it pulled from my personal email when I was trying to type a department email.
And I've heard that's happened to people when they retire. It's that exact situation. It goes to your state police account and not your personal account. So when somebody retires, they lose their email.
Yeah.
They end up losing all.
And
their
I don't know how
contacts.
that occurred, I don't know, I mean, if I did something when we originally set that up on, on my
For your
phone,
yeah.
however many years ago, I have no clue,
Mhm.
but that's what was happening.
Okay.
Captain, you was talking about that you did send communication with Robert Burns through your personal email. Is it possible that you can provide us with the email?
I deleted them.
Like the account to, the email account to, or your personal email account? Like your.
Provide y'all, I'll
Yeah.
provide anything I have out of there relevant to
Yeah.
your investigation, but there's nothing in there.
No, the email, like, what is the email address? of your
HeathG73@hotmail.com.
Okay, that's Heath, HEATH,
Mm-hmm.
G.
73@hotmail.com.
73@hotmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm just asking a question because I think the question's gonna get asked to us. I know you said that you deleted the correspondence in the email. Did you delete it out of your deleted folder as
Yes,
well?
because I didn't
So
want it to,
it's gone
I
from
didn't
there
want
as
to
well.
take a chance of it being associated, I didn't want this to happen again.
Okay, perfect.
Alright. So, can you provide any documentation or evidence to support your account of what happened or a factual reason why this information was disseminated within policy?
I don't understand that question at all.
So that, by having, by you adding Robert Burton of Sound Off in that email,
Mhm.
is there any other documentation or reason that you believe that, that happened, that occurred? Other than what we have spoken, throughout this process?
No,
Was it
I
intentional?
gave you my assumption as to how it
Yes.
occurred. I'm not a tech. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I can only assume that that's what occurred. Because I can go in and if you've sent an email to someone before, even in an agency, like if you send me an email and I've never gotten an email from you, or if I try and email you and I've never gotten an email from you, I have to go into the global list to look you up.
Yeah.
But if you've emailed me before, or I've emailed you before, if I start typing your name, it automatically populates. So that's what makes me come to that. It's the only thing I can figure, because I've never saved his contact into my phones. In fact, my contacts now in my state phone were just brought over from my personal phone, and they haven't been changed.
Do you think it was appropriate for a commander to send an email to Robert Byrne of Sound Off containing the information related to the fatality, crash, and pursuit involving LSP?
Of course not. It would never be appropriate for that to occur, and that's not what occurred.
Would you be willing to take a polygraph test?
Absolutely.
And on that last one, again, if you don't mind just expounding, that way we can again put your words.
When I sent that email, Heath Guillotte, commander of FIU, was sending an email that included Lieutenant Colonel Robert Burns.
Mhm.
That's what the intentions were. I had no idea until I sent it at 7:33 approximately. Colonel Besson called me initially at 9:23 or 9:24.
Mhm.
So it wasn't until then that I learned what took place. So Heath Guillotte never intended to send an email to Robert Burns at Sound Off, Louisiana. Never. Would have never done that. Especially not including lieutenant colonels and in that same email. It's crazy. It was a simple mistake, human error. That's all it was. There was no intentional violation of any policies, no intentional trying to share information. In fact, the information that he got through that email had 10 times less details than the press release released hours later. So.
Captain, we're going to take a quick break. So we're going to pause our recorder and come back. You're welcome to stay here, but the room is going to still record.
Right.
Or you can, go to the lobby if you want to.
We'll step out.
Okay.
The recorder's gonna be paused, the time now is 13:35 hours.
Thank you.
Y'all gonna come get us when y'all ready?
If you want, if you don't mind. Just,
Ready? Record.
The recorder is on. The time now is 13:39 hours.
So we don't have any further questions or anything, so do you have any question or statement you would like to make before this interview is concluded?
Yes. And I think I probably touched on it once already, that it blows my mind that we're here today over a freaking simple human error, simple mistake, done by, technology. Unfortunately, I fell victim to that. And it blows my mind, we so many times we've heard the tie goes to the runner by this administration. Well, I guess it depends on the runner, but, that's just my opinion. And it's concerning to me because of some differences I've had in the past with the chief of staff and the current colonel. It kind of concerns me that we're here today, wondering, it kind of makes me, what exactly is going on? Am I going to end up being targeted for the rest of my career just because I stood up for what I thought was right in the past? I don't know, but that's kind of where what I'm thinking, and hopefully not. I'm hoping that ain't the case, but it was a simple human error. Obviously, I'm not the first one to do that. I currently have a public records request into the department that hasn't been answered yet to verify that I'm not the only one that has done that. But I mean, it was just a freaking mistake. I could understand if there was malicious intent involved in it, or even if I was disseminating information. I mean, I have always sent very generic information up the chain of command because I know after, how many years have I been in CID? Almost 20. And officer involved shootings, pursuits, this stuff, your first two synopses of the investigation is usually wrong. So I send a very generic synopsis up because of that. And if you look at mine and compare it to the press release, which I printed out, you can get it off the website. I mean, the details in the press release in mine, it's just unbelievable that we're here today. But we are. So I guess that's all I really had to say about that.
Do you have the press release?
I do.
Well, can we have a copy of it?
Well, you
Like,
can
do you
go
need-
online and print it.
Well, I only asked just because you referenced the press release for our investigation.
You have to if you can make a copy and give me mine back, that would be
Definitely.
great.
When we walk out, we'll make it, because I don't want us to go access a different press release that you're referencing now. But yeah, if you have the copy of it, we can make a copy and you can keep your version. We don't need the original at all. But that's just so, like, in our report, we'll make a copy. Yeah, that's just so.
And that's
when
a
our
two-page press release?
Yes.
Two-page, yeah. That's just so when we reference it, your reference is the same reference as our reference. That way there's no
Okay.
issues. And I'm gonna get you this back, don't worry.
That's fine. And also, I guess just on record, I have a written request for a copy of the interview
Yes.
that I would like to present now.
We'll make sure that attached to it, and we'll make sure we'll get you a digital copy of it.
Thank you.
You will.
And I guess the last thing is, can I have the names of everyone that participated in this interview?
So, Lieutenant Vincent Lin-Win, Lieutenant Richard Buckland, Captain Salim El-Amin, Sergeant Ashton McCrae, and Senior Trooper Jared Snell.
Thank you very much.
Do you have any other information, evidence you want to provide besides that?
No, sir?
Okay. Have you been completely truthful doing this interview?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay. As a direct representative of the appointing authority, I hereby order you not to discuss or disclose the content of this interview or investigation to anyone without first obtaining written permission from the appointing authority.
Okay.
Okay, so interview conclude at 1:44 p.m. on the same day.
Okay, before we stop. All right, this piece over here. We're gonna make you. All right, Gavin, that's your administrative rights. If you don't mind, once over, once you sign and acknowledge, sign and date. And if either y'all want a water, they got waters right there for y'all too. Jeez, cheers, big. Yeah, thank you.
Ready?
Everybody ready?
Okay, recorder's on. Today's date is June 26th, and it's 1:34 p.m. We're at Internal Affairs interview room. Present is Lieutenant Vincent Lee Wynn. I have Lieutenant Richard Buckland, Captain Heath Guillotte, and his attorney, Eric Hessler.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you aware this interview is being recorded, sir?
Yes.
You were provided a copy of your administrative rights, which you signed, acknowledged that you read and understood your rights.
Yes.
Okay. You were also provided a copy of the LSPC rules, which state you have the right to have an attorney present at this time. You're exercising your rights,
That's correct.
correct? All right, I need you to raise your right hand to swear. Do you hereby swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Please state your full names and address.
My name is Heath Guillotte, and I work for Louisiana State Police in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana.
Okay, what's the address? Breaux Bridge?
I think it's 437 Mills Avenue. I'm not 100% certain on the numerical. Before, can I ask a question
Yes,
real
sir.
quick?
Mhm.
I want to make sure I understand exactly, what we're here for today. In the target letter, it said, I'm being investigated for communicating with Mr. Robert Burns. What am I being investigated for disseminating to him?
Unauthorized contact with Mr. Byrne. That's the allegation as of right now.
So what did I,
So that's.
am I being accused of disseminating information to him or something?
Yes.
What information is that?
So that's where we at right now, to get into that and then let you know what happened.
Okay, I'm confused. I'll do the best I can, but
Okay.
as far as I know,
And that's why we're here.
communicating and disseminating information are two different things.
So, in your last interview that you had with Internal Affairs,
Uh-huh.
you had openly and freely admitted that there was multiple.
After y'all asked.
That you had admitted to communicating
Right.
with Robert Burns of Sound Off,
Uh-huh.
Louisiana, unrelated to the FIU investigation case.
Right.
So that's ultimately because of your admission and those communications, and then the subsequent deletion of the emails to where you weren't able to provide us any context, is what led us to be here today.
Okay.
So you're gonna be asking questions about the nature of the communications, or is he being accused of disseminating privileged information that y'all know of?
We're gonna be asking questions based off of the correspondence that Captain Guillotte had with Robert Burns, again, by your own admission. That's what we're gonna be doing.
you're looking to see what he talked about, because y'all don't know.
We are gonna be conducting an interview, and you've been appropriately notified of what it's containing. we are about to notify you what this investigation
Okay.
was pertaining to, which is what we just did currently. So we're gonna go back to the.
And the
beginning of
reason
our
I was
investigation.
asking is because I couldn't find a policy where it showed, where communicating with someone was a violation of.
And you will be able to go through that entire process as the
Okay,
investigation goes on.
I just wanted to make sure before we started, I understood, fully understood
Yeah.
what we were here for today.
Yes.
To follow up, what agency do you work for?
Louisiana State Police,
In what capacity?
I'm commander of the Force Investigation Unit.
And how long have you been employed?
A little over 27 and a half years, I believe.
So, basically you're here, in regard to a allegation of unauthorized communication with Mr. Burns of Soundall.
Okay,
So that is, what we're here, and we're gonna conduct the interview, and we have some questions, and some clarifications, stuff that we wanna obtain from you.
okay.
So, first off, I wanna talk about the recap of our interview back in May of 16, 2025.
Okay.
During that time, you have stated that there was 2 or 3 incidents where you communicated with Mr. Burns.
Okay.
Do you recall any other incident where you had talked to Mr. Burns?
I do not recall any other incidents.
Okay. Other than your iPhone, what other device did you use to communicate with Mr. Burns during those 2 or 3 incidents?
That would be it.
The iPhone only?
That's correct.
At the time of the interview, do you recall that the time was around late 2022 or early 2023?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, can you provide the specific or precise timeline of each time you communicated with Mr. Burns?
I cannot. I don't recall the exact timeline.
Okay, but it's, as you say, it's around late 2022, early 2023.
Correct.
Okay. The email address that you used to communicate with Mr. Byrne, was it heatg73@hotmail.com?
Correct.
Are you the only person who have access to that email?
No.
Who else have access?
My wife.
And that's a personal email?
Yes.
Is that like a family email? Is that
No.
your email?
That's
that
my
she just
email
has
that she
access
has access to.
Have she ever responded using that email address to anything on Mr. Burns?
Not that I'm aware of.
And I guess before we do kind of go any further with anything, I know the last interview you said that you had deleted all your correspondence with Robert Burns, again, Sound Off Louisiana. To make it easier for the rest of the interview, every time we say Robert Burns, unless we clarify, can we all agree it's Sound Off Louisiana?
Sure.
Robert Burns? Thank you. I really don't have to repeat that every time. Thank you. Were you able to retrieve the emails that you had sent to?
I did
to
try.
Oh, so you didn't look into it, but they're still deleted?
They were
To the best of your-
deleted from the email account, yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Besides the email correspondence, did you communicate with Mr. Byrne by telephone, call, or anything like that?
No.
Did you have Mr. Burns save as a personal or business-related contact on any of your communication devices?
No.
And again, when we talk about all of this, we're talking about back then, because we know he's communicating with him inadvertently since, correct? That one time.
Yes.
Our line of questioning, and by no means are we sitting here trying to trip you up and trying to conflate the email that you had sent related to the FIU investigation. We're talking about all emails prior to. Like
Prior to.
that's a separate investigation. We're not bringing that up in this.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
And again, we can all, I'm perfectly fine with all agreeing that we're not going to be talking about that investigation, that email.
Any content we talk about
correspondence.
is
Prior
Strictly-
to the
not
email that was
including
sent
what
out
we've already discussed.
involving the recent IA investigation involving the FIU incident, that's not what we're talking about for the rest of this day. To
Okay,
give y'all,
that's fine.
okay, perfect.
So just like follow up, we just talking about the incident that occurred in late 2022 and early 2023, around that time period. If you didn't have it saved, the email, how did you communicate with him each time? Did you just memorize his email address and you just retype it in every time you
You can go,
communicate?
you can go to the website and see his email address.
So,
So-
to more specific to that question, again, by your admission, you had contacted them on multiple occasions, 2 to 3, I think was your exact count.
Uh-huh.
When you did that, how did you go about getting his information and like,
From
what
the
was your
website.
process? So, okay, so we can't put words in your mouth. So, are you saying that's what you did? That's what
Yes,
you
that's
say
how
that?
I got his email address.
Got it. So each time that you went to send an email,
Right.
you went to his website and got it.
Was
That's
it
correct.
one thread, or was it, you know what I'm saying? Was it a
No,
thread
because
unified?
it was
If you
not.
don't- If you
Okay.
don't mind.
Okay,
We're
I'm
gonna-
sorry.
So it was each time you just retype it, his email
Yes.
up? Okay. Other than Mr. Byrne, have you ever communicated with any media or blogger?
In the same manner?
Yes.
No.
And by same manner, do you mind clarifying? Just so we're making sure we're.
Like outside of job related. I mean, I'm sure I've spoken to media people related to the job, but not without authorization. Or
Authorization.
not without permission to do so.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
Have you ever commented on any article written by Mr. Byrne? If so, what was it and when?
I probably did, but I do not recall what article or what I even said.
So,
I have no recollection.
so why would you say you probably would have?
Because I vaguely remember maybe commenting about, and it was what I was talking about earlier about maybe he posted something that was inaccurate or something to that effect. And that's why I say that.
So do you think your comment was related to, is that what it was, or, again,
I don't recall.
okay.
I have no earthly recollection. I mean, y'all would know. I'm sure y'all did your homework.
Mhm.
If y'all have some insight y'all could provide me, I could expound on it or clarify it or whatnot.
We'll get back to that question then. You stated that you only contact Mr. Byrne to obtain and gather information and documents for your complaint. What information did you give in exchange?
Pardon me? I didn't give any information.
Okay. Did you share any internal department information to help Mr. Byrne?
No.
Have you ever taken any snapshot of any department internal documents and provided to Mr. Byrne or any other media outlet?
No.
So, since the last interview on May 16th, have you contacted Mr. Byrne?
Nope.
And again, outside of your
At all.
rebuttal to him of, hey, this was not inappropriate to send to you.
That
this
was
an
not since
accident.
the last interview.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to clarify, because I don't want you to think again that we're not trying to trip you up, just to clarify.
Since the last interview, have you been able to find any of the email correspondence between you and Mr. Burns?
No. I haven't looked.
Since the interview, were you able to recall any additional information related to your communication with
No.
Mr. Burns? Since the interview, do you have any documents that can substantiate your communication with Mr. Burns?
No, I don't have any documents.
We want to discuss, so since, during the last interview, you disclosed 3 incidents that occurred, that you had communication with Mr. Burns. So we're gonna go through it one by one, so that
Okay.
way, so first, communication was corresponding with Mr. Byrne regarding a retired black male trooper who has information on discriminatory promotional practice. So-
I don't recall saying that was the first communication.
No, but that's one of them. That's one of the 3 incidents
Okay.
that you recall, in regarding to the, your communication with Mr. Byrne. Therefore, did Mr. Byrne mention this incident in his blog somewhere?
Yes, that's where I would have seen that at.
Okay. Did you know where he mentioned about that?
In his
Anywhere?
blog somewhere. I have no idea which specific blog it was. I mean, it was, what, 2-3 years ago.
That incident, did it happen in the same time frame, late 2022, early 2023?
As far as I can recall, yes.
And just like you were saying, he mentioned it in the blog, so therefore you reach out to him to see if he can provide you with some information about the black trooper, retired trooper information.
So no, what I said was, and again, that was a question asked and answered in the last interview, and I don't remember exactly word for word how I answered it, so my answer today may be slightly different word for word, but the gist of it is, I was asking for him to check with that individual to see if they would be willing to be a witness for my complaint against the last administration. And he said he did, never got a response back, so took that as a no, and that was it.
Did Mr. Byrne provide you the name of that trooper?
No, as stated in the last interview, no, he did not.
Okay. Did Mr. Byrne give you any information he received from the black trooper?
No. No.
During that incident, how did you communicate with Mr. Byrne? Through
As-
email?
As
or
stated
phone?
in the last interview through email, yes.
No phone call, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now we get into correspondent number 2 incident, and it's not in order. We just, like I say, we were just
Okay.
going through the 3 incident.
Yes, sir.
The second incident is Mr. Byrne wrote an article about state police which contained negative and inaccurate information.
Yes, sir.
Can you recall what the article was about?
I cannot recall specifics of that article. Vaguely, I want to say, I mean, the guy's written tons of articles, you know that. And most of them are unfavorable for LSP. We know that as well. I want to say that article dealt with Colonel Lauverdane and her daughter, and an incident that happened during the academy when her daughter was there. And I want to say in the article, he wrongly stated her position with the agency at the time. Like maybe she was over internal affairs and insinuating there was some kind of cover-up, you know, with whatever took place during the academy or whatnot. That's what I'm thinking that was about. But to say 100%, I don't recall. I mean, it was a couple years ago.
Did you email Mr. Byrne and to correct his negative statement or clarify the inaccuracy?
That would have, so once again, the only communication I have ever had with Robert Burns is via email. So any time I talk about, or communication is spoken about, that would be via email.
Move forward to the third incident. This incident is regarding to your EEOC complaint against the previous administration for discrimination in the promotional practice, that you have found that Mr. Byrne had some information that was pertinent to your case. You submitted a public record request to the Department for Information about the promotion panel and detail provided during those panels. What public record did you request from the department?
I requested all documents relating, handwritten, typed, regarding, and I don't remember the promotional numbers, regarding the major's promotion for CID in 2022, I believe it was.
And to clarify, was it a blanket request of all documents, or was it specific documents that you requested?
All documents used in the promotional process,
So that was
which
the
would have been,
verbiage.
the promotional summaries,
Mhm.
that IA prepares on each candidate, any notes taken by the promotional panel, because they all take notes, or at that time, they all took notes.
Mhm.
That, and since that public records request, that has changed. And any documents submitted to the State Police Commission or Human Resources regarding that promotional panel.
Could you tell
So
them who
just-
you gave it to, who you submitted it to?
That was in the State Police Public Records
So,
Division.
look, if you don't mind, I really appreciate it. And look, you've been great
Okay,
for all
well,
the other ones.
Okay,
And
and I'm,
you've now inserted yourself a few times.
okay.
I'm just
I'm allowed to make
respectfully-
statements on the record, and I was a statement stating to
So
him to
we're-
tell y'all.
We're not in trial right now.
Well, I know that,
We're
I'm just saying that I'm
we're
allowed to make
interviewing.
statements by y'all's own rules. But
We're trying to conduct an interview.
I got it.
Again, you've been very respectful for all the other ones that we've had. I'm just gonna respectfully ask,
Yes, sir.
please stop interjecting, okay?
Yes, sir.
Captain, just want to clarify, did you send a blank request saying for all records, or you sent it where you itemized and listed every single type of record document in your request?
Exactly what I just explained.
Okay, so like you put down promotion summary, hiring paper,
I put down
list?
any and all documents associated with that particular promotional position number, with promotional number on that particular day for that particular position.
So it's a blanket, basically.
If you call that a blanket request, yes, sir.
Yes, like you didn't have specifics in what
I
type
hadn't-
of documents?
I
you
did not
was-
have specifics
Okay, what documents you was requesting for?
that I recall. I mean,
Okay.
you can pull it up, it's on the public I'm sure
Yeah,
Public
it's-
Records still has it. My request, I would imagine they have a record of it.
Okay. Did you ever got the documents you requested for? By-
Eventually I did.
But the department did give it to
Eventually I
you?
did.
When, again, best of your knowledge, when do you think you received that?
I have no clue on when the exact date I received it.
It was same year that you had sent it? Talking about multiple years later?
It wasn't multiple years later, but it was a long time
It was a
later.
lull in time.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a significant amount of time after the request was made.
So can we say over 6 months to a year or
I
less than
think
that?
6 months to a year would probably be a reasonably accurate statement.
And did the department provide all the documents that you requested?
No.
Can you recall what was it included?
Very specifically, handwritten notes.
Okay.
Only one set of handwritten notes was provided, not the others.
Okay. And who are those handwritten notes from?
The ones that were provided,
Yeah, you said it was one set, so it was one person, or was it?
one person,
One person, okay, so whose notes were those?
Colonel Eskew, if I recall correctly.
Got it.
Previously, you stated that Mr. Byrne wrote an article about the promotion and had some information you was requesting from the department. Can you recall that if that was referring to the article he written in his blog dated October 17th, 2022?
I don't recall what the date of that article was.
So I'm gonna show you something to kind of help you a little bit. So basically what I did, I print out the whole article that was associated with that date. And I kind of tabbed it in the yellow, and I'm gonna ask you some questions to see if, can you recall some of this, if that pertain to you. So in the first yellow tab, as you can see on the highlighted, Mr. Byrne noted that his source were not from any disgruntled trooper, or are you one of his source for department information?
No, I already answered that.
Under the yellow tab 2, when you saw the article about promotion opportunity closed, did this prompt you to reach out to Mr. Byrne for information?
Ask that question again, please.
When you read this article, did that prompt you to reach out to Mr. Byrne to obtain information that he have regarding to promotional?
No.
So which article was it that,
No article prompted me to reach out to him. The department refusing to answer my public records request prompted me to reach out to him because he had information, or I believed he had information that I requested from the agency that the agency would not provide.
so
And
then how
how
were you aware that he had?
It would have been
information?
from an article he wrote, but the article is not what prompted me.
So,
Words are very important,
So-
especially in internal affairs investigations, so I'm being very careful in making sure I answer them accurately.
so you had knowledge that Robert Burns had access to documents that you did not have access to, correct?
So,
Is that,
yes, at some point, that became my thinking.
Mhm.
Whether it was because the department refused to answer my emails, and then he wrote the article, or the department refused to answer my public records request, and I remembered he wrote the article. Does that make sense?
yes, but your knowledge of the article is what clued you into him having access to documents you didn't have?
Yes.
Which, that is, because of that knowledge is what led to you to reach out to him?
Right.
Right. Okay.
Did you read or make comments to the article at all? From
I absolutely did read the article.
Okay. How about the comment
I-
section?
I don't recall making any comments.
I think that's all the question I have for that.
If you have the comments, is this the comment section? Of
Yes.
these? Okay.
Mhm.
Can I look through it
Yeah,
to make
you
sure?
can.
Because I don't want to inaccurately
Yeah.
answer a question. And I will tell you, if I ever made a comment on anything, it was under my own name. It would not have been under any
Like alias? or
alias. That's
Okay.
correct. I'm not that type of person.
Okay.
I don't see any comments that I've made on this.
Well, I think you included your stuff in there.
Did I? Oh, yeah, let's not do that.
I got you. Don't worry.
Thank you. That's just the questions from the last day.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
So, and while he's getting to the next stage, again, you had knowledge, which prompted you, you did ultimately reach out to Robert Burns to request documentation. What documentation was provided to you by, if any?
I think it was the promotional summaries, exactly what it was.
Okay.
It wasn't everything I had asked for from the agency, I know that.
Okay.
So I printed out another article he wrote in November 15th, 2022. The question I have is related to the comment on number 4. So what we want to know is that you made that comment?
It looks like my name for sure.
But did you make that comment?
It's highly possible I did. I mean, I don't specifically recall making this comment, but it is related to the information, so I can only assume that it was me that did that.
Can you also read the comment that Robert Byrne responded back to help you to recall anything going on to that comment?
Okay. I don't recall that, but okay. I don't know what Angelo is.
So you're not 100% sure you made that comment, it's just
It
may
may,
or not?
I don't specifically remember making it, but it looks like something that would have been pertaining to my situation, so I don't see how it'd be anybody else but me. What was the date on that? I don't even remember what the date on that
November
was.
15th, 2022.
Okay. That's the time frame.
Time frame? Got it.
Prior to Mr. Byrne releasing these article about promotions and stuff, did you have any prior discussion with him before he released
No,
that article?
no.
What approach did you use to request for the documents from Mr. Byrne?
Like I stated earlier, through an email.
And follow up on the same question Buckland had during the little break. What information can you recall that Mr. Byrne shared with you?
Promotional summaries is what I specifically remember, but outside of that, I don't recall the exact material.
You recall anything like promotion certificate, human resource list?
I don't recall him providing any of that. I'm not saying he didn't, I don't recall it.
Okay.
I know I got that from the agency eventually.
And was that one of that email correspondence for this specific incident? Was that one of the emails that you had deleted after sending the unintentional email?
It could have been, yes. I mean, it's the only couple, 2 or 3 emails that I would have had, so it would have had to have been one of them.
It would have had to been one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
In your previous interview, May 16th, you stated that you were collecting information from Mr. Byrne. At any point in time, during that time, did you provide information to Mr. Byrne?
Again, no.
Did you just ask Mr. Byrne for promotional information related to your EEOC complaint?
Again, yes.
Did you ever provide any information to Mr. Byrne that would be damaging or shed a bad light for the department?
No.
Did you ever provide any personal view of any LSP administration to Mr. Byrne?
No.
Have you ever informed Mr. Byrne about any extremely important document that he may be missing from his public record requests?
No.
Did you reciprocate by giving Mr. Byrne any of the department
I-
documents?
I've never given Mr. Burns anything, so no.
Did you share any information with Mr. Byrne about the department promotion or promotion process?
No.
Did you share any key point or very important documents information that could help Mr. Byrne with any of his future public record requests?
No.
Captain, just want to give you a time to reflect on your interview statement. Have you ever recalled sharing any information with Mr. Burns?
No.
Do you have any follow-up or clarification on any statement you made thus far in our interview?
No, sir.
Have you been truthful thus far in our interview today?
Yes.
So, I have another information I'll share with you. Captain, I want to look at this email that we obtained. Just want to see.
Okay. I don't recall this, but go ahead.
So you had a chance to read what's in that email?
This is an email thanking him for information. It says there's one extremely important document that goes with the promotional paperwork that's missing. It says the promotional summary. It's the document that lists the service record, training history of each candidate. And I attached a screenshot of mine as an example.
So you made that, you responded to Mr. Byrne with that statement that he's missing one extreme important documents, and then you provided a screenshot
Of mine, yes.
of your promotional
Apparently,
summary.
according to this, yes.
And you said, and just to clarify, you said to him, who is him? Just now?
Robert Burns.
Robert Burns. So the real question is, what made you send that email to?
I have no recollection of this email. I don't know.
I mean, are you denying that email? I mean.
No, I'm not denying
Okay,
anything.
not
I mean, it's
denying.
obviously here.
Yeah, okay.
Can you state the email address from your, that was sent to Mr. Byrne?
What's that question? I'm sorry.
Can you state what's the email address in those communication to Mr. Byrne?
So it's my personal email address, pg73@hotmail.com. Sent to robert@soundofflouisiana.com.
And through those corresponding, can you recall that you ever sent that email to Mr. Burns for information or communicate with Mr. Byrne?
What's that again? I'm sorry.
I say, can you recall?
I don't specifically recall sending all of these, but these are along the lines of what I spoke about.
So, Captain, ultimately, while we're here and what we're speaking about today, we asked you numerous times what your correspondence with Robert Byrne was.
Mhm.
And we asked you,
Yeah.
we gave you plenty of times to answer, to provide us context, to provide us information. You repeatedly throughout this interview had said that you have never provided Robert Burns anything.
Correct.
And we have an email on our server that contradicts that wholeheartedly.
Uh-huh.
So at this point in time, from our perspective, you have not been truthful during this interview.
Okay, everything in this email, other than me sending him a screenshot, I don't recall doing that. But everything else in this email is exactly what I said took place.
So on the very top of the email, where it showed that from your personal email, it was sent to your work state email. Can you verify and acknowledge that?
Yeah, right up here.
So, and again, you're saying that there's an extremely important document missing, which is the promotional summary.
Right.
Again, you said that you.
Yeah, I don't recall sending that to him. I have no recollection sending that to him at all.
But Captain, you did.
I'm not saying
Yes.
I didn't. I'm not saying I didn't. It's obvious that I did, based on this.
So Cap, did you see that email whenever you deleted it?
No.
Only a few short weeks ago?
No, I don't recall seeing this at all.
So where is that email currently at?
I have no clue. I don't know.
Did you intentionally not tell us about this email?
Absolutely not. I told you about the email. I didn't remember submitting him a screenshot of my promotional summary.
And again, by your words, an extremely important document.
Right.
Again, that's
That's
your
my
words.
words. That's correct.
And that's an internal document that the department uses for promotional process.
Right.
So our questioning is, why are you sending internal documents for promotional processes out to Robert Burns of Sound Off, Louisiana?
I have no answer to that.
Yeah, you did it.
Again, I'm not denying that I did. You're asking me why. I have no clue at the time. I don't know why I would have done that.
So when we go through this process, the command staff they're gonna want to know these things.
Mhm.
And again, this is a matter of fact, it's black and white. We didn't make that email up.
I didn't say you did. I'm
Nor
not
would we.
accusing you of making it.
And I know you're not. But at the end of the day, the question is gonna get asked, why was this done? And again, you are the one, none of us sent the email, you did.
Again,
The
I'm
reason
not
for
saying you
why
are.
this was done is gonna be asked. And
I'm sure.
your response is, I don't know.
Other than being frustrated or whatever with the agency as far as not getting me my information that I need, I have no idea why I would have sent him that. I mean, I really don't. I don't have an answer to that.
So, I mean, again, throughout this interview, we gave you multiple chances to be truthful, to tell us. Again, we stair-stepped it up to where we gave you a chance at each level to
And
where
at
it's
each level, I don't
over.
recall submitting him anything, and I still don't recall submitting it to him, but obviously I did.
Obviously, yep.
Cap, so just recap on last interview and this interview. You was adamant that you was not providing Mr. Byrne with any information or documents. You
That's
were
correct.
only gathering information that he had.
That's correct.
So now with this in your hand, do you want to retract that statement, or
Do I want to retract the statement?
yes, because the
No,
statement was
again,
that
my statement was, I don't recall ever giving him anything, and I don't. Obviously, I did. That's all that can be said about that. I gave him my promotional summary.
But again, we asked you very specifically.
Yeah, no, I know you did. I know you did.
And
I'm well
again,
aware of that.
And you said no. You didn't
That's
say,
correct.
I don't recall sending. You said no. You
Right.
said you were very definitive. in the
Yes,
fact
no, I
that-
was 100%.
And again, that's not a no.
No,
Because that
absolutely
is-
not.
That is definitely disseminating information outside of our department
That
to people
definitely,
that are not authorized.
definitely says I sent him a screenshot of my promotional summary. Yes.
Which would be a department document. Do you have any argument?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
can you go to the email that's dated October 18th, 2022 at 7:42, where Captain, you sent it to Robert Byrne.
Okay.
Did you request Mr. Byrne to look into any department-related matters?
your question again? I'm sorry.
Did you request Mr. Byrne to look into any department-related matters?
No, I did not request he look into any department-related matters.
Did you send an email in hoping that Mr. Byrne would examine the promotional record for the position of major in criminal investigation?
It does say that in this email, yes.
Did you disclose any information related to your filing of the federal EEOC complaint regarding the promotional matter with Mr. Burns?
I disclosed that I was in the process of filing a complaint.
Should that have been kept confidential? Or did you already file, or you didn't file?
I don't recall. I don't recall when the exact date I filed it versus this email. I think I may have already filed it, but I'm not 100% certain.
And in that same vein, speaking to the other email that we spoke about with the promotional summary, were you authorized to send that email to Robert Burns?
No, I had no authorization to send an email to Robert Burns at any time.
But specifically the department document of the promotional summary?
Right.
Yeah.
What internal information, discussion, or comment have you provided Mr. Byrne in relation to that email correspondence?
Well, in this, it says I provided him with, a screenshot of my promotional summary.
No, I'm talking about the email at 7:42.
And what was your question again?
What internal information or discussion or comment have you provided Mr. Byrne in that email?
I provided my work history, who got promoted, their qualifications, and a conversation I had with Colonel Davis.
Now, is that information that you should be releasing to Robert Burns?
That's information that is anybody would have. I don't know that there's anything that prevents me from releasing that information.
Okay, so that's fine.
I don't see an issue with me going over my my years of service, the person that was promoted, and any conversations that's had with me that are not private, or not that they're not private, they're not secret, I guess, or I don't know what the word is I'm looking for.
So the conversation with Colonel, you said that you had spoken, you had mentioned conversations with Colonel Davis. What's referenced as far as your conversation with Colonel Davis?
Well, he stated that there wasn't anyone within LSP more qualified for the position than I was. He stated that the deciding factor, although I gave a good answer to question 2 in the interview, he wished I would have used a specific incident that recently occurred. And he ended the conversation with saying that sometimes there are things that go into the decision-making process that you have 0 control over. That was it.
So at this time, you are a commander, because you're going for a major's promotion.
Correct.
Correct. So you had a conversation with the colonel after not being selected, and then you provided the context of what the colonel, everybody's boss in this entire place. You provided the words that he was used to, by your own words, Robert Burns is somebody that's published numerous articles that are
Mhm.
disparaging against the department. As a commander, is that an appropriate thing to be doing, is providing it to somebody of Robert Burns's nature, again, by your own account?
It's probably not the smartest thing to do. There's probably better decisions that could have been made, no doubt.
Did you also talk about something in regard to Colonel Davis was talking about white male leading LSP and how it has been a problem and how he is committed to change?
Yes.
To Mr. Byrne?
Yes.
Do you know if that comment that you made created some adverse information for Mr. Byrne to?
No, that comment was made at a press junket, a press luncheon by the colonel himself.
No, what we're saying is, by you telling Mr. Byrne that comment, you made that comment to Mr. Byrne, did he use that comment to write an article?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, we're gonna go to the second email. Corresponding date is on October 18th at 7:53 p.m., where you responded to, from you to Robert, Mr. Burns. Please take a few minutes to read that specific email only.
Okay.
Did you provide Mr. Byrne with information that Colonel Davis has violated LSP policy in certain promotion?
I did.
Can you disclose what you provided to Mr. Byrne?
The email says, it should be noted that Colonel Davis has violated LSP policy in some promotions. LSP requires individuals to live within 75 miles of the domicile location of the position. Anyone putting in for promotion to a position that they live more than 75 miles from the domicile location has to move within 90 days or they return to their previous rank. There have been 3 promotions where individuals promoted lived outside of the 75-mile range and was not required to move.
Do you recall who you was talking about, the trooper that was required to move?
I do not recall all 3 of them.
Who do you recall?
Colonel Hodges.
So the real question is, why are you sending that information to Robert Burns?
I have no answer to that. I don't know. I didn't provide any names. I don't know why I would have sent that, but obviously I did.
And I'm just curious, do you think what you put down, is that information that's reflecting positively upon the department?
Probably not, no.
Okay.
Moving forward to the next email, October 18th, 2022 at 9:09 p.m. From Mr. Byrne, back to you, Captain.
Okay.
Regarding to that email correspondence, what did Mr. Byrne share with you?
Apparently, he shared with me documents that I requested that I couldn't get from the agency. And obviously, I misspoke saying that it was the promotional summaries. That was obviously not it.
So these were attached to that email, so just wanna, you have a few minutes to look at it. Is that what you can recall that you received from Mr. Byrne?
If they were attached to the email, then yes, that's what I received.
In that email, did you see any promotional summary?
No.
Was attached to it?
No, sir, there was not.
Moving on to the next email. October 19th, 2022 at 5:47 a.m., where you responded to Mr. Byrne. Please take a few minutes to review that email.
I have.
Can you state what you responded to Mr. Byrne in that email?
Yeah, so that was in response to the email where he sent that information, and that's where I say, thank you for the documents. There's one extremely important document that goes with the promotional paperwork that was missing, which is the promotional summary, and I provided him a screenshot of mine.
Did you spell out how important that document was to Mr. Byrne?
No, I just think he said, I just said it was one extremely important document that goes with the promotional paperwork that is missing. It's the promotional summary put together by Internal Affairs. It is the document that serves, as a service record, training history of each candidate.
So again, earlier we had asked you if you had ever provided information to Robert Burns to be able to conduct further public records requests. In this email, you are
So-
providing him further guidance in his,
So I did provide him with an example. I didn't provide it for him to, you said,
for public records
right.
requests.
But I think it's a safe assumption that that's probably what he would do with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you share any information with Mr. Byrne about the department promotion or promotion process?
Outside of this?
Yes.
No.
In that email.
Well, I mean, I shared that there's a promotional summary, that you have to, is this the email with the 75-mile radius in it? Yes, it is. With the policy regarding the 75-mile radius. So I guess, yes, I would have provided information regarding the process.
So this was attached as a picture? Is this a screenshot that you taken from your promotional summary and gave it to Mr. Robert Burns?
This is definitely my promotional summary. If it was attached to it, then it would have been what I provided to him, yes.
Can you tell us why you deleted all the stuff on top of the promotional summary? Basically, they would have LSP, rank.
No, I don't
Number.
know. I don't have no idea why I would have done that. Maybe I felt that this was my information, but I didn't want to release that information up there. I have no idea.
I have one last email correspondence. I want you to take a look at it.
Okay.
That email, did that email, did you receive that email from Trooper Washington during your promotion back in 2022?
According to this, yes.
And what was attached to that email?
My promotional summary.
So at that time, you did have knowledge of what a promotional summary looked like, or
Yes.
the information that's provided in the promotional summary?
Yes.
So, at this point, we provide you the emails, provide you with what you've had correspondence with Robert Burns. As a commander, do you think it's appropriate to be sending out promotional summaries to Robert Burns?
Probably not, no.
Probably not, or?
No, it's not appropriate.
It's not appropriate, okay. Do you have any justification, any reason? Again, the question of why is going to be asked.
Yeah, no,
And-
I have there's nothing I can say that I recall to justify why I did that.
And at the end of the day, this is the information that we have to provide the command staff. This is your chance
No, I
to speak
understand.
directly to the command staff, outside of any other side of this where you have a chance to do a rebuttal
Right.
also. But this is your chance prior to that to give your side of the story for why you did have multiple communications that we're aware of, and by your own admission, why those communications occurred.
I have no explanation, no logical explanation as to why that I would have done that.
And so then the next question that we would have is, did you intentionally delete the emails, knowing that the emails contained that information prior to your other email?
No.
So with what you known and what we provided to you in the follow-up interview, I have some question, that now since you knew that you did provide documents to Mr. Byrne, you did had unauthorized communication with Mr. Burns. So want to ask you again, have you ever shared any information to help the media blogger?
I have shared information with him apparently, yes.
Have you ever disclosed any internal documents, information that you obtained to anybody outside the department?
Yes.
Since our interview, have you spoken to anyone or provided any information or detail regarding to allegation of dissemination of
No.
information? Since the interview, have you shared any information that you received from us or the department with anyone? I.e., you requested for audio, video footage, and documents from our previous interview?
Have I shared that information?
Yes.
Like that I requested that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Did you share that? Once you obtained that information, have you shared
No.
it with anybody
No.
else?
No.
We'll take a break.
Yep.
We'll come up on that hour mark, so what
Okay.
we'll do is we'll take a break. It'll be just like always. Obviously, y'all welcome to stay in here, but yeah, I don't blame you. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pause the recorder. The time now is 14:37 hours. Pause. Alright, get y'all out of here. What we can do is, just like always, whenever y'all ready, y'all can be in the lobby. Whenever y'all ready, just ring the doorbell, please. Alright, okay, we'll come get y'all. Okay, thank you. recorder is on, the time now is 14:54 hours.
I have some follow-up question, in regarding to those email communications, the three that we talked about. Can you tell me why you deleted those emails from your personal?
Yeah, so when the incident, like I said in the last interview, when the incident originally occurred, where I sent the original, included Robert Burns of Sound Off, Louisiana on the original email from the FIU investigation. The only logical explanation I could think of as to why that occurred when I was notified was that I must have had other emails in my account still from Robert Burns. So I just went through, searched, and deleted all of them. I didn't even I just deleted everything so it wouldn't happen again.
When you deleted, can you walk through the process of how you deleted those emails?
Yeah, I searched Robert Burns, then swiped and deleted each one. Then went to the deleted files and deleted them again to make sure that it wouldn't happen again.
Did you check those emails on other devices like your laptops or anything else?
Nope. Not that I recall. I don't recall checking on any other device. I don't know why I would have.
Cap, with what you know now, with the email that you saw earlier, those emails to you, do you believe that it shed a bad light on the department?
It probably could, yes.
And if we would have had those emails before you deleted, would it have been other damaging situation or information that we would have been able to uncover?
I'm sorry.
If you didn't delete those emails,
The ones that we saw?
all the emails, communication that you had
Oh.
with Mr. Burns. If you didn't delete any of those emails, communication with Mr. Burns, do you believe that that would have shed some more bad
No, sir.
lights?
No.
So what makes you believe that? Just curious.
Because I don't recall sending any emails, with bad. I don't even recall sending that with the promotional summary in it, but none of the other emails would have had any bad information in it.
And I mean, you have said, I don't recall, a couple times. And like, I mean, you've been in investigations for
A long time.
a long time.
Yep.
And you've probably done more interviews than Vince and I have in our entire careers. Like you being in our shoes and somebody's telling you, I don't recall, and then information's being provided, how would you?
It
how
does
would
not
you
look
take
good
it?
at all. I mean, the truth is, it doesn't look good at all.
Mhm.
Does it make it look like, you was deleting evidence?
No, I don't think it does. Because at the time, I wasn't aware, or there was no investigation going on. So I'm not doing it to delete evidence. I'm just doing it to make sure what happened doesn't happen again. That was my thought process.
And I get that's your thought process, but as we have it now,
But hindsight, looking back at it now, I can see how it definitely doesn't look good.
yeah.
I get it.
And would you consider the one email that we do have, or the multiple exchanges, is that considered evidence? Especially on our side, administratively, that's evidence.
To your investigation.
To our
yes.
investigation, yes, yeah. I'm not talking about anything criminal. I'm not saying you
Yeah,
didn't.
no, I'm talking about to your investigation that you're
Investigation,
conducting right now, yes, that would be evidence for this case,
Yes.
100%.
And so with those other emails, those two also containing anything still would have, again, you're an investigator. Would that have been evidence to you if you were conducting this investigation?
Yes,
Having those other emails.
having those emails would have been evidence to your investigation,
Yes. Okay.
right now,
Right now, exactly.
absolutely.
That's all I have.
So, let's see. Captain, do you have any question or statement you would like to make before this interview concludes?
So the only question I have is the names of everybody participating.
I knew it was coming, so I'm ready.
All right.
Whenever you all are ready. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. It should be roughly the same people, but it should be Captain Salim El-Amin. I'm sorry, I was slow.
Go ahead.
Sergeant Ashton McRae. Senior Trooper Jarrett Snell. Joey Oubre. O-U-B-R-E.
He's with the,
He's with legal.
Legal department?
Yes. And Desiree Hilliard.
she's with her.
She's in internal affairs. She's one of our background investigators.
And also I have a request for a copy of
Yes, perfect.
the video.
Do you have any?
Audio and video?
Yes, it's
Oh,
same,
okay.
same as the other.
Yeah, perfect. And we'll get that to you.
Thank you.
Do you have any additional information or evidence to provide?
No, the only other thing I would say is that, all the information provided in those emails is what I filed in my EEOC complaint, you know, and apparently I got mixed up on what he provided versus what I asked for. I thought he provided the promotional summaries because I didn't have the emails to look back on, obviously. He didn't have the promotional summaries, and I sent a screenshot of mine thinking it's mine, you know, which probably shouldn't have been done anyway. Other than that, there's really nothing I can say. You know, I don't recall sending that information to him, but I can't deny that it happened.
Cap, you know, you've been talking about you can't recall, you can't deny, but facts is facts. The email came from your personal email. And then after that, it was forwarded to your work email. So to me, that's 100% facts that came from you.
I'm not saying it isn't.
Mhm.
I'm 100% agreeing. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm saying I don't specifically recall doing that. Obviously, I did. There's no denying that.
Have you been completely truthful during this interview?
Yes.
As a direct representative of the appointing authority, I hereby order you not to discuss or disclose the content of this interview or investigation to anyone without first obtaining written permission from the appointing authority.
Okay.
Interview concluded at 15:02 on the same date.
We'll make sure you get that audio and video recording. So
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
I got it right here.